So what happens if you fail?
No failure. There's no such thing as failure, Leah. There's absolutely no such thing as failure. Every single time you do something and it goes wrong, horribly wrong, you have to look at what you've learned from it. And the only way you become better at what you're doing is learning from the mistakes you made. And if you can just cut yourself a break, that you're human and you're allowed to make mistakes, it gets so much easier. I mean, I do this thing where, you know, I was speaking in Toronto, and there was I can't remember what it was called. It was like their version of Veterans Day, but I don't remember what it's called. And I said, "Oh, happy Remembrance Day," right? And the woman looked at me and she's like, "That's really inappropriate, Maria. This is the day that most people, you know, so many people died and blah, 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 blah." And I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm mortified, but I'm so embarrassed, but oh my God, I can't believe I made that mistake. And you forgive yourself. We all do silly things, thoughtless things, unconscious things. Rather than women in particular beating yourself to death, just forgive yourself and move on. What did you learn? Okay, I learned I should probably look up what Remembrance Day is before I congratulate or wish somebody a happy, you know? Maybe that would be a good idea.
So I'm very much so looking forward to reading your book, Healing the Corporate World. And I couldn't believe when I read that it sold out in just a few hours on Amazon.
Yeah, I am one of the only women to reach the Amazon top 10 in business leadership, the only woman.
How's that?
It's a very male-dominated category, to say the least. Yeah.
So this gift of experience, I'm assuming, added a lot of the elements to creating and writing this book?
A lot of the experiences were from the 20 plus years I did in corporate. And I did business all over the world. So I saw some really great things and I saw some not so great things. And the book is really an invitation to the reader to ask them what they value and to build their lives upon what they value. And that means building businesses and teams on what they value. So if you really value integrity, then build your business and your teams based on integrity. If you really value collaboration, then, you know, you shouldn't be shutting the doors in people's faces. It is taking the masculine-dominated, and I don't mean men, but a masculine-dominated business structure and turning it upside down so that people learn to work together. And there will be a second book, which I'm slowly working on gender communications. Yeah.
So is this a book that anyone could apply using their own life experience, or is it for a particular group of people only?
No, and trust me, the title says corporate world, but it could be entrepreneurial world, it could be your church group, it could be your relationship, it could be anything. Over the past 2 years, because it was released in 2010, over the past two and a half years, when people interview me after they've read it, they always say, "Why does this say corporate world? This is for everybody in everybody's life." And I said, yes, it is. And maybe next release it'll be retitled.
I am definitely looking forward to reading it, and I hope there are copies of this book here tonight, and I hope you all walk away with a copy of this book, because I have a feeling you can have some major breakthroughs, just like Maria's had in her own life.
I just want to add that the book has a very direct spiritual note to it, because I believe we're all on a journey. Every single one of us. And whatever your belief system is, just apply it into that group and that belief system. We all belief systems teach the same thing: love, acceptance, forgiveness. And why aren't we doing this in business? And it's not airy-fairy, I promise you. It really isn't. It's very practical about bringing love, acceptance, and forgiveness into the workplace.
Every single woman that I bring up on this stage, regardless of what they're doing in their lives, there's one thing that everyone keeps talking about, and that's a sense of a spiritual awakening, a sense of realizing something about self, community, and the bigger picture. It seems to be like a driving force. It feels to me like it is the cord, so to speak, that takes people to a next level of success.
Everybody has their own version of spirituality, and I absolutely encourage and accept that. I'm not a proponent of one thing or another. But I believe that our spiritual selves are the ones that are saying something is wrong and I can't be a part of this any longer. And for me, it is, when you exploit other people. Anybody who knows me, if I see anybody being exploited in any way, I'm like a crazy person. Like I can't, it's hard living here. It's hard living here in the city. But, it is about the fairness to other people, other human beings, that people are treated with dignity and respect, that there isn't racial discrimination or sexual discrimination, that women are treated the same as men, because it's very, very important. For other people, that spiritual essence comes through in something else that they're an advocate for.
I couldn't agree more, and that's exactly, what Wonder Women is about. We're an empowerment and awareness building organization, and my dream and my hope is that every time people come together, you feel like you're in a melting pot of the world. There are different people from different walks of lives and belief systems that are connecting with each other and being real and having a sense of integrity and understanding that who we are and how we relate to each other is more important, much more important than, the jobs we have, perhaps.
Or who we think we are.
And who we think we are, or who you think I am.
Yeah.
Who you think I am, because until we take the time out, we don't know each other. We have to build those relationships, and I hope that a platform like Wonder Women in Action will do that. But my next question to you, and I would love for you to tell me a bit more about how you are working with women to improve their lives.
I work with women in a couple different varieties. First, individually coaching. I coach corporate and entrepreneurial women on how to be better leaders. Women think they're terrible leaders. Women are awesome leaders. They just need some new skills and tools. That's it. That's it. And I never teach women to be anything other than who they are. And I do corporate programs as well as some international programs that will be coming up at the end of the year, where we are teaching entrepreneurial women who are beyond the initial startup phase overseas. We're teaching them how to grow and expand their businesses worldwide, which is very exciting. It's a really exciting project for me. And again, working with a lot of executive women to bring mentoring around the world is another way that we do that. So I can't, it's like I could sit here and just talk for an hour about all these amazing projects that are happening, but the bottom line is everything that I do and my team does always comes down to giving women the tools that they need to get their job done, whatever that job is and wherever you are, right? Entrepreneur, it's all business related, and providing them the opportunity for their own economic freedom. It's big. It's big here and it's big across the world.
I went to Maria's website, which is MariaGamb.com, www. And the way in which it's laid out it's very provocative in terms of the questions, the things that you're saying. I think you're forcing, in some ways, people to take a hard look at some questions they've been asking themselves, but probably not ready to say it out loud. And I feel like just by going to her website, there's going to be some valuable information for you. And if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, they can get in touch with you from your website, correct?
Yeah, they can get in touch with me through the website. I think I've never been called provocative before. That's interesting. What I want everybody to hear me say and to understand that I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart, and you've heard, I've told you a very personal story tonight, is that if you are unhappy, it's no one's fault but yours. You have to be willing to change your circumstances. And sometimes it's hard, and some of us have had some even bigger challenges than cancer, and we've had to dig deep and find a way to find our happiness in the world. And you can do it. And that's my call to women, is to say, you can do this. You just need to get up and do it.
Yeah, I was really very, very impressed with the way in which you laid out some of the questions, some of the statements, because I felt that it hit home right away. And, and then you did that over and over again. You know, on a personal note, you know, I really wish the very best for you and for Val. And you always have the Wonder Woman organization as a support, and you can call me anytime, night or day.
Thank you. And thank you all for allowing me to tell these stories. Because as I told Aaliyah, I'm like, oh crap, I can't believe the universe is going to make me do this. It's like I've really only started to really talk about this story and this journey in public.
And I think this is part of the healing.
Yeah, it definitely is. And to know that no situation can really destroy you unless you quit, unless you lay down and you say, I'm done. I used to have fear all the time. What will they say? What will they think? Am I a failure? Did I fail? Did I miss it? I mean, can we just go down the list of all the doubting that we do of ourselves? We do it. This is just part of being a human being. Then after a while, you realize that it's absolute utter crap.